What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here. Yeah, so we made it through another fucking year. And as always, I'm going to give you my list of the best albums to come out this year. As always, hip-hop is not included on this list because I do a top 10 list with the Dead in Hip Hop crew that I'll link down there. This year, I also did an additional list of 10 more great rap albums that I will link down there. So go watch both of those. This will be non-hip-hop albums, and yeah, this was actually pretty tough to narrow down because I think it was a great year for music in general. So I had plenty of fantastic albums to listen to. Sometimes in previous years I've gone and checked other people's lists just to see if I missed anything, but I didn't do that this year because I felt like there was just so much shit that was just landing in my lap. And I'm glad I didn't do that because that would have made this list even harder because I'm sure I missed quite a few things. But I think I've got it narrowed down to a solid 25 albums. I could have easily done 30, but I did 25 last year, so I think that's a good number. But because there were so many great albums this year, there are some that I think were fantastic, but I simply didn't spend as much time with them as these others, so it would be unfair to put them on the list. And before we get started, as always, this is my list. This is not your list. If you don't like my list, that's fine. Nobody cares. Go ahead and create your own list and drop it down there in the comment section so we can all judge your list. But yeah, let's get into it. At number 25, we have Basmu with Infernal Circles of the Sabbat. This totally satisfied my appetite for this kind of black metal. Super raw, super ugly, nightmarish, gross black metal. No pretty stuff here, man. Just no melodies or anything. Just some nasty, nasty stuff. At number 24, we have The Weeknd with My Dear Melancholy. Weeknd takes it back to his old trilogy sound that I just loved. And he does it really well here. It's still dark, but there's an element of vulnerability here that's really satisfying. At number 23, we have Immortal with Northern Chaos Gods. Once the shock factor of them doing a great album without a Bath settled, this moved down quite a bit on my list, but I still listen to it a lot because it's simply so well made. At number 22, we have Ghost with Prequel, or Prequel, whatever it is. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the trendy train says. I don't care what the fucking critics say. I think this is a great album with great melodies and catchy hooks, so deal with it. At number 21, we have Khadija Bonet with Child Queen. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but anyways, this album, it comes in waves for me. I still listen to it a lot. It's such a great alternative jazzy R&B album that not enough people are talking about. At number 20, we have Vilkas with Beyond the Mortal Gate. People are still snoozy on this record, but there's just something about it that keeps me returning to it. And I think it's just the ferocity of it. It's still just great, straightforward black metal. At number 19, we have Fiddlehead with Springtime and Blind. It takes a bit to suck me in with modern post-hardcore or modern indie rock bands, but these guys do the job so well. Really emotional songs with great musicianship. At number 18, we have Drook with They Often See Dreams About the Spring. Great folky atmospheric black metal with some incredible riffs. You've heard this band, you know what to expect, and they always deliver. At number 17, we have Sangre de Mare with Noite. And I'm sure I'm still butchering that name, but this is such a beautiful record. Dark folk from the guy that does Cold World. There's just something here that keeps bringing me back over and over and over again. And I think it's just the fact that it's such a relaxing album. At number 16, we have Panopticon with The Scars of Man on the Once Nameless Wilderness. Another band that always delivers great atmospheric black metal with a heavy dose of mountain folk tossed in. At number 15, we have the 2018 Command demo. One of these days, y'all motherfuckers are gonna catch up to this band. This shit kills. It's raw, nasty, mean-ass death metal, and I listen to it constantly. At number 14, we have Nightingales with The Last Sunsets. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is what the newest At the Gates album should have sounded like, instead of that bullshit that we got. But this is great melodic death metal from a band that I've loved for years. Awesome riffs, awesome production. I feel like if you like melodic death metal without the shitty metalcore element, I think you'll dig this. At number 13, we have Funeral Mist with Hecatomb. Extremely violent, hateful, chaotic black metal. Claustrophobic, nightmare-inducing, just incredibly well-made stuff. At number 12, we have Merida Loops with their self-titled album. Probably mispronouncing that as well, but you know how I do. This is another one that slid under the radar of a lot of people. It's members of Chambre Freud, which is a band that I'm absolutely in love with, and it sounds a bit similar to Chambre Freud. It sounds angry, it sounds violent, but there's something about the songwriting that the guy behind this project does that makes it sound different than its contemporaries, but I absolutely love it. At number 11, we have the Nayar Dope demo. It's so hard to find bands that combine the sound of punk with the sound of black metal, but do it well. And this demo is fucking fantastic. One of my favorite bands to combine those two elements is Raw Moon, and I think this demo is such a descendant of Raw Moon, and it's fantastic. At number 10, we have Natrunar with Mysterium Tremendum. Another one that I was surprised to see people ignoring. Fairly straightforward black metal, but there's some great melodies here, and the riffs are infectious, and the songwriting is just really, really, really good. At number 9, we have As Lissasath with Pastimes of Eternal Downfall. Everyone knows that I absolutely adore anything that the guy behind this project does, and this is no exception at all. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it just has this mystical sound to it that I love. It's short, but I listen to it all the time. At number 8, we have Zoo 93 with Mirror Emperor. This is an amazing collaboration between the Italian band Zoo, who are kind of multifaceted, but here they lay down some kind of airy soundscapes with some neo-folkish leanings. And that's combined with David Tibet, who's one of my musical obsessions from Current 93. And this came together absolutely beautifully. At number 7, we have City Hunter with Deep Red. This is sure to be on a lot of people's lists, but I love that this band is blowing up. I'd mentioned them a few years back, but this record is taking them to a whole new level. Great blackened hardcore. It's just some ferocious, nasty, mean-sounding stuff, and it's fucking great. At number 6, we have Henry Derek Ellis with The Devil Is My Friend. He may have the homie advantage, but I genuinely like to think that if he wasn't the homie, I would still be praising this album. But he brings together this folky Americana with this dark kind of goth element, and he does it so well, so extremely well, that I've worn this album out. But it makes me so happy to see him do something that's this great. At number 5, we have Candelabrum with Portals. I've always enjoyed their raw and noisy approach to black metal, but the addition of the keyboards really brings something sinister out of the music. So this sucks me in very, very easily, and it has not left my ears since it came out. At number 4, we have Hank Von Hell with Egomania. Alright, what in the fuck is going on with you guys? Why is no one talking about this album? This is Hank, who used to be the singer for Turbo Negro, but he separated from them like 7 or 8 years ago, and he started up another band that sounds like fucking Party Animals era Turbo Negro, and it's way better than Turbo Negro's last couple of albums, but it's super catchy, super well written punk rock, and I don't understand how this has evaded so many of you. At number 3, we have Soul Invictus with Necropolis. After a few years off, Soul Invictus returned with a more stripped back version of Tony Wakeford's brand of neo-folk, but this is just a beautiful record that needs to be heard if you like neo-folk. At number 2, we have Purity Renaissance with their self-titled album. This was a complete shock, man. This record is just glorious and easily my favorite black metal album of the year. Great musicianship, great songwriting, and the production on it is absolutely perfect. Anyone who likes black metal, I feel like you need to hear this. And my #1 album of the year, Current 93, The Light is Leaving Us All. Anyone that's even remotely familiar with me knew that this record was going to be #1. I absolutely adore and obsess over anything that David Tibet does, but this record genuinely blows away his last few albums. I think it's the best thing he's done since Black Ships Ate the Sky. It's beautiful, dark, neo-folk with incredible musicianship and such an atmosphere that I feel like I could listen to this all day long. So that's it for my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. There were also a lot of albums that I actually loved that ended up getting bumped out of this list. And my rationale for that is because there were other albums that snuck in here that I simply kept returning to over and over and over again that I couldn't justify keeping the other albums in the list. There was stuff like the Panphage album that got bumped out, the Oak Pantheon album, Serpent with Feet, all great albums, but I simply found myself returning to these albums in the list a bit more. And then there was stuff that came out so late in the year that it was hard to justify putting them on the list without them just completely, you know, blowing my mind. Stuff like the Krieg Machine album, which is amazing, or the Akitsa album that was great, but I didn't return to it as much as I would have expected, or the new Death in June album, which if you can get past Douglas P's silly trolling, is a great album, but it didn't come out until late November, so it didn't make it. But had it come out in June, there's no question that it would have made the list. Or the Old Tower album, which I didn't give a fuck about before, but recently I just fell in love with it. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. Happy fucking New Year, everybody. Hopefully you guys go out there and stay safe. But yeah, the best movies of 2018 list, that's still coming. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Be safe. And as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright? Peace out, boy. See you motherfuckers in 2019, bruh.